This is an abandoned golf course and it is full of tiny ponds. Today, we're going to be throwing around some topwaters and seeing what monsters we can catch.
Oh, wow. There we go. In the weeds.
What is going on, guys? Welcome back. We are about to head to the abandoned golf course for round 2. We're going to be throwing only topwaters. I only brought topwaters today because we are fishing the front 2 ponds today. And those front 2 ponds, once we get there, you will see are extremely weedy. I mean, you could probably throw like a wacky rig or something, but topwater is going to be the only thing that is going to work. Now, I want to shoot over there really quick and I'll catch you guys when we're there.
All right, you guys, pulling up to the first spot of the day. As you guys can see, we got our topwater weedless on because look at this pond. It is extremely shallow and it has a ton of gunk on it. But we're gonna go ahead and throw this topwater around, starting off with the old reliable, the mouse. Holy crap, I am so sorry for this wind. I cannot escape it. No matter where I tried to go to film, it is just blowing like crazy. So you guys, hopefully this dead mic does its job. But yeah, we're gonna start with this, throw it around. If we don't get any bites with this one, we're gonna go ahead, switch on up to the popper, or just grab that rod. But I'm hoping these fish are in a topwater mood. I mean, besides the wind, it's actually not too bad of an evening. Got sunny, nice and warm. Hopefully we can just get a bite or two on the topwater because I didn't bring anything else. I only, excuse me, I only have topwater bait. Oh, there's one. There we go. Well, it looks like the topwater might just work after all. I just had to throw the old reliable, the mouse, of course. Those of you guys who watch this know the topwater mouse is my favorite topwater lure. And we finally got our first fish on the first cast. See you, buddy. Well, that did not take long. First cast in and we're already hooked up. Dinky guy, but you know, these are the ponds that I am 100% positive there are bass in here because I caught them last year. But here's one look at that mouse. It's the same one we've thrown in a couple of videos so far this year. Oops, literally the best topwater of all time. Ooh, there was one. I started twitching it as soon as he ate it. So unfortunately, I was kind of mid twitch when he popped that. But dang it! All right, fish number 2. Very next cast. But there we go. Second fish on the second cast. Unfortunately, just happened to be when I was pulling it away. But they are in here. See, I told you guys. I know this pond has them because I've caught them in here before. And believe it or not, there are some pretty big ones. There are like 4-pounders in this little pond as well. You just got to get lucky enough to hopefully catch one of these bad boys today. Oh, wow. Please don't come off. He's in a ton of weeds. That eat looked like it was a pretty nice one. Come here. I mean, he's not a bad one. Check out this little guy. I mean, he's not little at all, but now that's a proper eat I was looking for here. Get some of this gunk out of your mouth for you. But dang, that's that bite I was looking for. Probably like a pounder. Here, I'll send you back there, buddy. Whoop. There you go. There he goes. But yeah, just as I was saying, oh my gosh, is that a muskrat? Because look at right there. There's a muskrat just sitting there chilling. But anyway, that fish kind of came, you know, right off in the middle. it is pretty weedy in there. So, you know, regardless if it's 3 foot or 6 foot, you can if it was a calm day, you guys would be able to see that these weeds pretty much go right up to the top of the surface. And that bass really was just hanging out, came up, popped it, and smoked it. The thing is so funny. Look at it, just swimming, and there it goes. But fish number 2, I'm really hoping that this wind eventually dies down, because it is just making topwater fishing pretty tough. I mean, when I'm reeling it in, the wind's blowing my line to the left, and then you get to eat, and this reel, like I said, it's pretty freaking old, so you just have to really crank to keep up, and by the time you can set that hook, you know, you lose that tension, and that fish is deep in those weeds, and it's off. But I'm not gonna complain too much. Better than 50 and raining, so we'll take a little bit of wind. We're gonna go ahead, fish this pond for probably 10 to 15 minutes ish, and then we're gonna shoot right on across to the next pond, which is probably 50 yards away, make a lap with that, and then we'll probably hit this one again on the way out. Hopefully the winds die down by then, because I'd really like to throw a spook or a popper, something with trebles, you know, but you know, I just don't really want to do that right now with all the wind, because I can't have as good as accuracy casting, and that's just going to be annoying if we're casting it into mats like this to my left the whole time. Here we are, you guys. Pond number 2. You guys can see what I mean. It is a weed pit for sure. Definitely probably won't be throwing the popper here, but you know, sometimes that's how these ponds are. They don't get cared for. There's no you know, spraying for it. They're going to be pretty filthy and weedy, but that's why the mouse lure was invented. So hopefully we can get a couple more. The bite has honestly been pretty slow. I don't want to call it bad, but you know, definitely haven't got as many fish as I'd hoped for. I have missed a couple. I don't know if I'll show it or not, just because obviously who wants to watch me missing a fish, but we're gonna go ahead, give it our best. We do have 2 on the board, so we're gonna go ahead, fish this pond like I said, probably shoot on over to the other one, and maybe even fish the back one if we have time. This just looks like a mess. There we go. There's a fish. He's still on. Come here, guy. Finally. It has been a hot second since that last bite. But there we go. All grassy too. Not a bad little one. See ya. Oh, thank God he landed in the deep enough water. I don't know what the deal with these fishies are today. They just don't want to eat. That is our 3rd fish now in about close to 2 hours. It's about 8 o'clock now. Probably a little bit over an hour left of daylight. You know, as it starts to get darker, I got bad eyes to begin with, so I can barely see this. So if it wasn't so weedy, I would throw in like a buzz bait or a spook, something that, you know, you could look for a reaction bite. But this is a whole nother level of, you know, slow. And I mean, I get it. It's summer fishing is not easy, especially topwater fishing. It can be tricky and, you know, really tough. But You know, I was kind of expecting a little more, to be honest. These are golf course ponds, and you know, I've fished them before, so I know there's fish in them, and there should be a decent amount of fish in it. Hence, we are not fishing the bigger pond in the back where, you know, there's 40 fish every 150 yards. But, you know, these ponds are small enough, shallow enough to where if you're throwing a mouse or a popper or really whatever bait, they should be able to see it and, you know, hear it within a 25-foot radius. So either we're not casting in the right spots and these fish are, you know, not in the weed patches or in the shade, and, you know, they're out a little deeper, or they're just not interested in biting it at all. So I'm not sure exactly which one it is, but we're gonna finish this lap. Like I said, we're gonna hit that one pond again on our way back. Hopefully the wind, as I say that, the wind picks up, but hopefully the wind starts to die down a little bit, and maybe we can get 2 or 3 more in the onto beach today and have what I would consider a respectable day out here on the pond. There we go. In the weeds. Come here, grass bass. Come here, grass bass. I think this might be our biggest of the day. Oh yeah, easily. Easily the biggest of the day. Not a bad little one too. Let's see where he's hooked at. Just had to pause it a couple extra seconds, and there he was. There we go. That was money. I think that's officially 4 fish in the boat, and a couple missed, but man, the wind's died down a little now, and it's so much easier to cast, and we were rewarded kind of right, you know, out in this general area. Of course I backlash on the cast, but a little bit farther than that, kind of just letting it pause right in that little open area. That bass came up, smashed it, and there we go. There was fish number 4 on the day. Yeah, 4. Not too shabby. There's one. Man, this is in the weeds good, or it's just a big fish. I can't really tell. It was just weirdly hooked. There we go. Finally a popper bass. Took all night, but there we go. A nice 1-pounder. Beautiful mountains in the background. Here you go, buddy. You get a special release. Thank you. All right, you guys, just got home, wrapped up the day. You know, we had a beautiful day today, you know, sunny, warm, the wind killed us. You know, casting was an absolute pain in the you-know-what at times, especially throwing a light topwater mouse like that. You know, when you cast and then you have to jerk in all the slack, sometimes, you know, when the fish are biting, and especially in shallow ponds with weeds like that, you know, when A, you have to reel in the slack, B, it's shallow and weedy, those bass are just gonna dive right in. And you know, we lost a couple fish like that. I'm not too sure if I'll show it or not yet. You know, I don't know how much you guys like watching missed fish or not, but you know, if there's a cool blow up, I can't remember, I'll put that in there for sure. But it ended up being a beautiful day in the end. It calmed down with about 30 minutes left, right when we got that, I think, our popper bass. I'm not really sure if we caught 1 or 2, I can't remember. But
that was a fun day nonetheless. Hopefully next time we go back, it'll be much better. I think next time we go back, I am gonna fish the big pond though. Those two front ponds were not the best. The big pond, you know, now that they're done spawning, it should be a whole lot better. Hopefully the big ones are back in there, but we'll probably give it a month or two before we head back there. Definitely before the end of summer. But I want to thank you guys so much for tagging along on this one. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did filming. Even though we didn't catch the biggest, I still really enjoy filming videos for you guys and obviously getting out there and fishing. But thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you guys next time.